Go, Chris. Real privilege. This is for us. Special week.
And what an opening to this clash between the New Zealand All Stars team and the Indigenous All Stars team here at the VInet Solutions SANRL All Stars Carnival. Whether it's here in Woodville Gardens, whether it's at Eden Park, it still sends shivers down the spine. And to see all of the kids and families running onto the field to see the haka performed was something special. David Robinson alongside me in commentary as we see the New Zealand side with first touch of the ball, and after that start before the clash, you'd say they look pretty fired up for this one.
Mate, that's one of the most awe-inspiring things you'll ever get to witness. If you ever get the opportunity to stand in front of it, it's wow, it'll blow your mind. You just see 20 absolutely intense faces staring at you with pure hatred.
Squaring off against them on the halfway line was the Indigenous All Stars side there in the green and red jersey for the clash against the white and black of the New Zealand side, with the inside ball that just went astray and a chance for a break up the middle but not going their way, and instead Michael Holland, one of the star players for the Indigenous side, coming up with it and playing it back there to Scott Gould, and they'll play it on the second tackle about 42 metres away from the New Zealand line. Not the quickest play of the ball, and trying to exploit that slowness and the slowness of the markers and the New Zealand defenders there, the Indigenous side, but to no avail, only making 10, not getting the penalty that they'd hoped for, and back on the inside is the 18, Bradley Peters, the Raiders player, getting the ball away, and they'll play it here about 20 metres away from the line, right in front. They go here through David Peachy, the NRL player in this Indigenous side, who gets the flick pass out the back, and it looks like it might be one that gets them the first try in this clash. Did they make it? No. Held up, says our referee. But what a flick pass from 41-year-old David Peachy, the former Cronulla player, Widnes player, and South Sydney Rabbitoh, of course, and lining up here for the Indigenous side at the SA All Stars Carnival, and that's why he's their NRL player in this side.
That little player had a little bit of everything. He went to the line, he stepped back inside, they thought they got hold of him, and Mushka, the ball's come out the back, and Peters has reeled it in from a long way back, and as you say, got held up over the line, but Rowdy Holland, bit of fancy footwork there as well.
Michael Holland playing the ball. They look promising early here. The grubber kick going through, but not finding Indigenous hands. Instead, it finds New Zealand hands, and the foot race is on. The man with the headgear's their 5, their winger, Peter Edwards. He was cut down in the first game. Will he be cut down again here? The foot race is on, but no, he won't. He's not caught there from the 12 from the Indigenous All Stars team, and that's a 100-metre try for the New Zealand side. Peter Edwards, one of the older players in this side for the New Zealand, and goes over coast to coast, end to end, 100-metre try, 4-0, kick to come.
Wow, he just showed a pretty clean pair of heels down this sideline. It's probably got to be the driest part of the field, so probably helped his causes a little bit there, Dan, but mate, he's picked up a good little grubber kick. It was down at his ankles, and he's just picked up and pinned the ears back. But great chase there from number 12. Took him the whole way and dived and just got him over the line, so yeah, big start here for the Kiwi boys.
Great start for them early, and a great opportunity taken there by Peter Edwards with his opposite number on the field, laying after that play went through from the Indigenous side and making the most of it. getting handshakes from his teammates and putting them ahead in the early stages here.
90% of their side, mate, they were already on the whip back at the halfway there, Dan. They were just cheering him on. They weren't going to be there to get an inside ball from him. They were just standing back and cheering.
Full confidence that he'd get there. And they go ahead, the New Zealand side. Matty Partu looking to convert it, a metre in. About 20 out from the line. And he can't convert. The scores stay at 4-0.
The kick-off there from Wapu. And well taken by Attilio Alofa, and he's made some good yards and found his elbows and knees for a quick play of the ball.
Certainly did. One of the players there taking him was David Peachy, and it's again the big man out wide for the New Zealand side. It's Jackson. He's built like a prop, stands in the three-quarter line, and takes a lot of effort to stop.
I'm not going to lie to you, Dan. He does play prop every weekend too, so...
He's been effective in their first game standing out wide. He's standing out here inside his wing partner again here. And look, he's built like a prop, but he steps like somebody not of his size as the kick comes down here with the Indigenous side. Doesn't make touch. Patrick Giro coming up with it and scooting across field and getting 35 away from his own line. All of the work of Jackson coming to nothing because the kick didn't make touch, and the Indigenous side looking to get square here. They yet to have a coming up against the New Zealand side that's yet to post a loss in this tournament. They're on 2 points from their one game so far, and on track to make it 2, but concede the penalty here.
Yeah, just getting a little bit overzealous there in that ruck. They've just ripped the ball out, just trying to lock it down, but unfortunately by applying a bit too much pressure, she's popped out. Kick there from Wapo now, that one's found touch.
The Indigenous side with David Peachy as their former NRL representative in the 21. The New Zealand side has Joe Nullival as one of their runners this evening. Surely conveying plenty of messages out to his side. And the Indigenous side with the perfect opportunity here, about 10 metres away from the line, trying to go out of acting half, but the defence is alert to what was happening. Not the cleanest play the ball. There's Peach himself getting the short ball away to his second rower in the number 11. That's Gould. Going to ground here on this left-hand side, getting it back to Wapu. Wapu stands. Wapu delivers the first try for this Indigenous side. Goes a little bit closer to the posts. Plants it just to the left of that left post, and great try there. Great try to put them back in front into this game. They'll convert it here and go in front and Peach in the action.
Well, that's right. He's been involved in a couple of big plays so far. As you saw there, he just ducked his head through the defensive line there, held the ball up and got the ball to Gould. Jumped in there, dummy half, got the ball out to Wapu. The defence was up really quick on him. He's come off the right, bounced back off the left, and then, he's found a bit of open space. Very similar to Dane Keeper's try in earlier game, but, just got through the line, got the 4 points. So we'll see if he can convert his kick there now.
Shouldn't have too many troubles from right in front, but just did everything that he needed to there. The footwork that he had to, had the ball exactly where he needed it to keep the defensive line in enough minds to plant it right next to the upright. Easy enough to convert his own try, and the Indigenous side go ahead 6 points to 4.
Yeah, it's 6-4 there, Dan. As we just come back, we'll have a bit of a quick look at this replay. You'll see all the work that Francis Wapu has to do. He's been one of the standout players here in these All-Star Carnivals over the last couple of years. Just a little bit of news on Wapu there, Dan. He's come down from the Northern Territory a few years ago, playing with the Bulldogs, and he travelled up there for the State Carnival this year, and was one of the better players there for South Australia. So he's definitely a player to watch. He was a good standout in this carnival last year as well.
scored for the Indigenous side, converted his own try and put them ahead 6 points to 4 as they continue on the attack here. It's rolling on for them and out of acting half for this play, but taken well there by the New Zealand side. Donald Clune, one of the defenders there, affecting the tackle. Peachy at first receiver and sending it back and to his number 11. A bit of a scrappy play, stripped there on Gould, but the Indigenous side come up with it, and holding it now is Brodie Black, one of the younger players in the side. Quite the talent for the Indigenous All Stars, and Scott Gould playing it on the New Zealand side of that 40-metre line. A great 15, 16 metres there taken by Darren Williams, and he'll play it on this eastern side of the field. Not the quickest play of the ball for the Indigenous side. Back through Peachy again, directing play here as they go from left to right and trying to make it through himself, but unable to do so. Gets pulled down about 15 metres away from the line. The pass again out to the 17 of Powell, earning a penalty for his side. Not one-on-one, but more than that, says our referee, and a great opportunity here about 10 metres away from the line.
Do you take the two right now? They're only short games, so this will, with about roughly 10 to go there, Dan, if they take the two, kick the goal, you're up 8-4, means New Zealand definitely have to score another try.
And even if they do score another try, if they don't convert it, the points would be split. But they've got some confidence that they can go over here, the Indigenous side, and they do so. They do so off the first play. The decision is vindicated. Over they go. The score is now 10-4, and they did exactly what they wanted to do, probably earlier than they expected as well.
Well, that's right. Michael Holland's got the ball there off the tap, and he's got the ball off the tap there. He's coming there a million miles an hour and being able to push through the defenders. And as you say, rather than take the two, they've gone for the 4 and they've got it.
Great play there from the Indigenous side, going over the line, making it 10 points to 4 with this kick to come in a very kickable position as well, with, as you mentioned, less than 10 minutes to play in this 20-minute clash game 4 here at the VInet Solutions All Stars Carnival. The Indigenous side coming from behind against the New Zealand All Stars and on track, especially if they convert this try to claim this clash and post some points on the ladder for the first time in this tournament. Well, Power with the conversion, it is successful, 12 points to 4, and that is a sizable buffer now for the Indigenous All Stars. And from a commanding position and a very energetic and powerful start, the New Zealand side are behind 12 points to 4. The Indigenous boys electing to take the tap off the penalty that they had down the New Zealand end of the field, and it paid up trumps. It paid dividends big time, Robbo.
Yeah, it was. Everything's come up for them, but yeah, I was a bit worried about there's a tackle there from on Wapu as he's had that hit up off the kickoff. Unfortunately, looks like the number 3 there for the Kiwi side, Isaac Nathan. He must have slipped and he's almost cannonballed into his knee. But Wapu does look good there now, so I hope and thankfully no damage done to him.
Peachy feeding it over to Robert Gould, the second rower who plays with the Eels in the local competition, and Peach going down the left side himself, putting the chip over, trying to chase it alongside the number 15, Michael Holland, but the 2 stars for this Indigenous All Stars side couldn't come up with it, and instead New Zealand will eventually be tackled and play it about 36 metres away from their own line. Not the quickest play of the ball, and milking it for all it was worth, Peter Edwards, the Raider, and earning a penalty, a much-needed one, with the minutes ticking down in the second half of, if you can call it that, without a break in the middle of this game 4 of the VInet Solutions All Stars Carnival. They'll have the tap about 42 metres away from the Indigenous side's line, and taking it up here for the first for them is Chris Davison, makes it within about 36, and he'll play it back here to Alani Nah, feeding it over to the 15, which is Van Eyck. Haven't seen too much of him in this clash, but he's on the field and he's getting a touch there, and possibly earning a penalty with not the quickest play of the ball. Not this time. Nah going out to the left-hand side where they've got numbers. The defence scrambles across for the Indigenous side, and Scramble does it. It pulls him back 5 metres. A powerful effort there. Again, out of marker, trying to cut off the play. The Indigenous side defending this set well so far, but it'll be tough to stop him from there. The New Zealand number 6, he's done that before, and Dane Kepper goes over from a play that, again, Dane Kepper engineered himself.
Yeah, Danny, he got the ball there off Mikey Richards. Richards spun out of the tackle of Peachy. Was able to get the ball out wide to keeper, and he's just picked a couple of lazy defenders, or not so much lazy, just a little bit tired. And unfortunately for Williams, he's been picked one-on-one, and the right foot step, he's just gone back in under towards the post.
12-8, kick to come with about 5 or so minutes to go in this clash game 4, and it's gone one way, then it's gone back the other, and then it's bounced back to the New Zealand side with the momentum in this one, and they really need this conversion if they want a good chance of winning this one. They do. It's 12-10, but they're still 2 points behind.
Yeah, with about 5 minutes to go in this game, all the onus is on the New Zealand boys here to get another try, but the Indigenous boys, what can they do? They've got to really pick up their defence here and try and close out this game.
The Indigenous All Stars side kicking off after conceding that try, and it's one that flirts with the touchline, but it's one that bounces before it goes over. Cheers from the Indigenous All Stars bench. That's exactly what they wanted. About 5 minutes to go in this one, and they'll have the loose head and feet about 10 metres away from the New Zealand All Stars line.
There was very little in that ball finding the touchline there on the full there, Dan. Could have been extremely costly, but wow, the call was made for the Kiwi boys to leave it. They did, and it's just found the grass just inside the line.
Peach taking control was the playmaker in this one, feeds the scrum, and it goes back here as he cuts across the front, the back of the scrum, maybe right through the middle there, the number 7 for the Indigenous side, Patrick Duro, but he eventually is tackled, standing in at about 10 metres in from touch, plays it back here through Campbell getting it on to the 18, which is Peters. Peters stands, looks for an offload, but it doesn't come. There's gaps in front of the New Zealand post if the All-Star side can exploit them. Held is the call within a couple of metres of the line, and the New Zealand defence holding up so far, looking, but he's not there. Plays it back to Gould for the Indigenous side. Gives the New Zealand side some time to set, playing it back here. Again, trying to get over. 5th and last is the call, not getting there is Wapau. And penalty to the Indigenous All Stars side. They're 12-10 up. Will they tap and go, or will they try and convert? Try and take the penalty, the 2 points, the almost guaranteed 2 points from right in front. That's exactly what they do at the urging of their bench. Right call, Robbo?
Yeah, I think so. With a couple of minutes left in this game, he'll probably tie up his shoelace 2 or 3 times while he's going to have the kick. Just try and chew up this clock. But I think they've made the right choice. Worst case scenario, if he does miss it, they're going to get the ball back because Francis will put the ball dead from there.
That's exactly right. It's a win-win here for the Indigenous All Stars side, leading 12-10, and whatever the outcome of this penalty kick, they'll, as you said, get a full set, another minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2.5 off the clock in these late stages of this game against the New Zealand All Stars side. But they get the points as well. They go 14-10 ahead, and the New Zealand side would need to convert their try. The try, if they even get a try, if they were going to win this clash.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. New Zealand, they've got up to the halfway line here pretty quick. Now, what do? Do they put it deep and work hard in defence to try and force a mistake, or do they go for the little trick kick-off? Try and either short kick-off, there's a big gap here, while Peachy's coming in to cover that there now, or do they push for a sideline?
Clever from David Peachy. There was a good 30 or so metres between the the widest man and the defender there in the centre, and it's a short-ish kickoff, but straight into the breadbasket of the Indigenous All Stars player, and well, there's another minute and a half off the clock if they can hold on to the football for this set.
Yeah, that kick probably had to go a fair bit higher in the air just to give the chasers a bit of a chance to get through.
Indigenous side going down the right and feeding it was Duro. Still got it here. They're New Zealand defence on the back foot, and still haven't affected the tackle. That's 20, 30 metres that were easy to be gained there by the Indigenous side. They'll play it about 27 away from the line, getting it back here. This is Bradley Peters. Peters getting the offload as well to Peachy. He looks left, but no one there. Looks again for the offload, but elects to hold on to it. They've got some more momentum, looking to straighten things up. The kick going through from a Powell, but not going all the way through, and coming it up with it here is the New Zealand side. This is what could be the last throw of the dice for them. That looks like part two for them playing it, and they come away about 20, 22 metres away from their own line. And that's it. That's game, set, match. That's all she wrote. The Indigenous side 14-10, and an entertaining clash here at Woodville Gardens, Hanson Reserve, and the Indigenous side coming up with the win. And in game 4 of the tournament, it's their first win, their first 2 points of this carnival.
Yeah, I think, obviously they had that draw in the first game, but yeah, they've really turned it around. They've controlled the ruck really well. They've taken the most of their opportunities as well there tonight. With the New Zealand boys, probably they started off really well. They had that 100-metre try. Dane Keeper had a bit of clever footwork, got himself over the line as well. And yeah, unfortunately, just didn't quite get over the line there to get him there. But the Indigenous boys are big improvers.
Big improvement from their first game. Let's go down to the ground and have a chat to one of the Indigenous All Stars.
We're joined by New Zealand's Joel Astle, who has provided probably the highlight of the tournament so far with your field-long try. Talk us through what you were going through there.
Basically, I just picked the ball up and went for it, trying to get a meat pie in the corner. But it was good. Good to get a run with the boys, and have the boys' support. It's always good. So it was just lucky, I guess.
Disappointing result, but you've still got one more game against the SA side. What would you want to improve on for that one?
Just a big thing, defence. So just coming up, making our hits, making them stick, and then hopefully coming out with a win. So, yeah.
And you've had Joe running out water for you, and a couple of the other NRL boys. What's it like to play against some of your heroes?
Oh, it's awesome. Just inspirational to come out here with the people that you look up to. So, it's awesome.
Well done. Good luck for the next game. Thank you.
We're here with Jamie McCafferty after a convincing win for your side. How are you feeling about the game?
We're feeling really good after that, actually. I mean, after the loss in the first game, to come back then and get a win on the board against the side that we probably think that we're going to win it, huge boost for us.
Now, Peachy stood out in today's game especially, but is there any other boys that you really want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, both our halves, obviously Peachy and Francis Wapu, both played real well. Scotty Gould at dummy half, did a lot of good work in and around that, around the ruck, and then our forwards all did their job.
Now, lastly, is there anything from this game that you want to be taking moving forward?
I think just replicating what we just did. Huge improvement from game 1 to game 2. So if we can replicate what we've just done then, I think we'll go a long way to winning this next one as well.
All right, let you get to it. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. From down there on the ground, the Indigenous side triumphing, coming from behind to win 14-10. That's their first win of the VInet Solutions SA NRL All Stars Carnival in Game 4. Thank you for watching this episode here on NITV, and stay tuned for more VInet Solutions All Stars Carnival action to come.